Welcome, everybody. My name is James Dunn. I am the host and organizer of the Turning the Outbreak into Opportunity Facebook group. When this whole thing came down and everything shifted in our society, we all started having to do the self-quarantine and the social distancing, or I prefer the physical distancing, terminology. But when this all came down, I saw like two different paths people would be going down. Number one, they're going to hold themselves up in their house. They're going to be freaking out, watching the news 24/7 and going down this negative spiral, or they're going to see the amazing opportunity that is available to them to take this time to, really figure out what they want to do with their life. Are they on the path they want to be? And if they're not, let's take this time to really pivot and shift, and change a few things, and just, really fill themselves full of good information and positivity. So what I've been doing is bringing on awesome and amazing speakers every single day for you. And we've got yet another one today, which I can't wait for, to introduce you guys to. But real quick, if you're watching this on Facebook, feel free to share it. You can put it out there as a watch party, spread this out to as many people as you want to. We're not trying to, hide this, bury it in a group where nobody else can see it unless you sign up, whatever. It's nothing like that. We want to get these messages out to as many people as possible, because that's really what this world needs right now, is more positivity and just more possibility, of what is available to them. So definitely feel free to share that, share this video to anybody and everybody. And also, we're currently conducting this meeting on a Zoom call. You're welcome to jump over here and, participate more actively with us if you want to. If not, if you're just following along on Facebook, absolutely, feel free to comment, drop questions in the chat area over there. I'm going to be watching that on my phone over here. So if you see me looking off, I'm not ignoring Jen or any of you guys. I'm just keeping tabs on the conversation over there. And I'll be happy to share those questions or comments with Jen as we're going along. So with that, let me give you a proper introduction, and I'm going to have to read because, I don't want to miss anything. So Jenn is a retired elementary school teacher who had plans to move up the ladder of the education field and become a principal just about a year and a half ago. And this is last summer, but I'm still probably about almost 2 summers ago now, or is it a year and a half ago?
No, it's a full-time entrepreneurship for less than a year.
Okay. So last summer, she didn't even realize she was an entrepreneur. She accidentally started her own business. What she was doing was helping women finally take control of their bodies and lose weight. And then the more women she helped, the more she realized it was possible to design her own life and be completely in control of her income and her schedule, which is pretty awesome. And she's grown her one-on-one coaching nutrition business and has helped, countless women take control of their bodies and lives to finally reach their weight loss goals in a sustainable and empowering way. And I don't think that even does justice to the awesome and amazing person that you are, but that's what's in my little booklet here that we love to talk about ourselves. So I just want to welcome you, Jenn. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you. Thank you for the formal introduction. I love that. No, I'm so grateful for this. I'm so grateful for this community, and I'm so grateful to be chatting with you guys about the power of reframing. This is a wild time. Let's just call the spade a spade. It is a wild time, and we can choose to look at this time in 2 ways. And I love that you started with that. We can choose to look at this time as holy hell, mass chaos, or we can choose to look at this time as powerful and that we can learn and grow from it. And that's exactly what I have chosen. That's exactly what I'm teaching the people in my community, the people in my programs, is that we actually have the ability to reframe this. And so I want to talk to you about the power of a reframe. And a reframe is, you can do it now, you can do it tomorrow, you can do this in 7 months from now when all of this is gone. But really what a reframe is it's taking your mind, and it's like the way that you are looking at something, and then completely changing the frame in which you look at it and viewing it another way. So perfect example is let's just say my dog. All right. Perfect examples when we grew up, when my dog was becoming a dog and she was a puppy, she was eating everything in the house, everything. You guys, she ate the carpeting. That's actually the reason why we're pulling up the carpeting. She ate the frame on our wood. She ate, you name it. She ate my husband's slippers, every single pair of slippers. This dog was a monster. And in the moments that I would come home and be like, holy shit, we did it again. Why do we have a dog? Why do we have a dog? Why did we get a dog? I framed it as, how can I be a better dog owner? Right? Because obviously it's got to stop. So how can I be a better dog owner? That is something so simple and so entry level when it comes to reframing. And I want to like kind of give you that example first and then take it to where we're at right now. We've all been affected, right? Whether it's someone we know is sick, whether it's we lost our job, whether it's our client base dropped, whether we lost money, whatever it is, like we've all been affected by this. But there's good that comes in this. The way that I've been telling it to my crew is, guys, 6 months ago, if your boss waved this magic wand and was like, hey, work from home, literally work from home, create whatever schedule you want. Like, as long as you show up to meetings, that's great. You can start your day whenever you want, end it whenever you want. You want to work out at noon? I don't care, work out at noon, but just like do the damn work and like you can work from home. People would have been freaking out and throwing parties for themselves.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden the government, not us, the government is like, yo, everyone work from home and everyone's going crazy, right? Like, how the hell am I going to do this? Where's the reframe? The reframe is looking at this as like, holy crap, 6 months ago, this would have been a blessing. And now all of a sudden it's a curse. And now all of a sudden I have to play the victim card and freak out about it, right? Same exact thing goes for if you've lost your job. If somebody has lost your job, think about this. You hated that job, right? Like, I was talking to a friend of mine, she lost her job, and she literally said, I'm so grateful because like, I seriously hate my boss and my coworkers. Like, I'm so grateful. I don't care. We have money saved. I don't even care. Like, you hate your boss, you hate your coworkers, you hate the job that you do. You were just given a gift of see ya, goodbye. If you look at any successful person, they have a part of their story was they lost their job, they lost their money, they went through a hard place. Like, we can look at this hard time as, oh my God, for me, or we can look at this time as, what can I do to actually like become the person that I actually wanted to be? Because inside of all of us, there is this little voice, or it's a loud voice, or it's a whisper, or it's a smack on our damn heads that's telling us that we want to do something in life, right? Some people in this group may be doing it. They may be living out their purpose. They may be doing it. And some people in this group may be like, you know what? I have actually always wanted to start a business. I know for me, for about 2 years, I was like, how do people work from home on their laptops and like make a lot of money? Like, how do you actually do that? Is that real? Is that like, what the hell? How do people do that? It was like this little whisper. And I knew I was a really good teacher. I was a teacher for 8 years. I knew I could teach really well. I knew I could help people. And I was like, how? It was a whisper for years. And then all of a sudden, I started listening to what was around me. I started learning about entrepreneurship and I realized that it was possible. And it's possible for you too. But the question is, are you guys going to look at this currently where we're at as, oh my God, I'm stuck in my house probably for another month, if not longer. I might have to cancel that vacation. Or are you looking at this as a freaking blessing? Because I said this morning on my Instagram, if you're not working in healthcare, if you're not working in food at all, like food, if you're not working at a grocery store, this is a freaking blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is legitimately a blessing. One of my very best friends, she's a CRNA, and she is going into the hospital. No elective surgeries, obviously, but she is giving the anesthesia get put on their respirators. That's what she has to do every day. It is a fucking blessing. I know that this is your group, so I can say the
yeah, you can say fuck all you want.
That we are not doing that. Like, we should wake up and thank God, the universe, whatever it is that you believe in. I don't even care if you don't believe in anything. You should thank something that you are healthy, that you are safe, that you are in your home, and that you aren't going out to see what everyone has to see right now. Like, that is a blessing. And the question is, are you looking at it as, oh my God, my house? Or are you looking at it as, this is time to learn, this is time to grow, this is time to evolve? Are you looking at it as, you know what, James, you're doing something really cool and I want to learn more about that. Can you tell me about it? Are you looking at it as a time of, wow, summer's going to come in like soon and I'm going to actually be 15 pounds heavier. So like, what can I do about that? Like, how are you looking at this time? Because I know that James and I know Bridget's on, but like anyone else that's in our tribe, in our Fast Foundations Mastermind group, we're all looking at this as, where can we help people? Like, where is the opportunity? Where can we make an impact in the world? Because now is a time where people need impact and light more than ever before. And so how can we use this time to support? And like, I will be the first to say, I've lost money in my business. For sure I have. I've had clients that have lost their jobs and they can't work with me anymore. But I'm not like, it has no emotional effect on me because I know that the impact that I'm making in this world, like I know that money's going to come later on. Like, I know the amount of money that my husband and I need every single month, like bare bones minimum to survive. And guess what? We have more than that. So like, we're in a great place. Again, the power of a reframe is looking at everything that you have right now and being super grateful, but then also looking at it and saying like, how can I make this better? Like, how can I take control and make all of this better? Because the reality is all of us are in control of our lives. I know, James, did you see Lewis Howes? He put that thing on his Instagram of like the top companies that came out of the 2008 recession.
Yeah.
Uber, Airbnb, like all the things that we use all the time.
Yeah.
I know the feeling because I was there a few years ago of looking at something like that and being like, oh, must be nice. Like, must be nice. Like, you've had money. Must be nice. A family that's poor. Must be nice to not do this. And it's like, we all have the ability to stop that, take it from that lens and frame it into the lens of, damn, anything's possible. Like, anything's possible. People become millionaires every day. People become billionaires every day. Like, people create businesses that change the world. Like, people change their lives and their bodies every single day. And the question is, are you going to use this gift of time to do that? Or are you going to use this gift of time to be like, wow, this sucks. Like, this is really hard, right? Like,
yeah.
It's okay to go in waves too. Like, that's the other thing. Like, when you are reframing, like, I'm not saying be positive all the time, because like, I'm sure James, you felt this too. And maybe you too, Bridget, is like, I have felt sad. Like, when I came home to California, because we were all in California together, I was in California for 2 weeks total. I was on a vacation, and then our mastermind and another mastermind. And I came home and I like looked at my husband, and I was in 4 different airports, 4 different cities. And I was like, what if I do get sick? Like, I was scared. I was like, what if I do get sick? And again, fear, my frame was fear. And my husband was like, well, here's what we're going to do, Jen. And like laid out everything that we're going to do if I get sick. And like the reframe of, wait a second, it's all going to be okay. I believe it's going to be okay. Like, I know it's going to be okay. And then you guys, I can watch the news, which I don't, but I could watch it. And like, I'm not full of fear. Like, I'm not, I know we're all going to be okay. And I also know that we're staying safe at home, which is the best thing that we can be doing right now. And I also know that my time at home is being utilized perfectly and very well, because I know that I'm creating an impact. And so, you know, if you guys are walking around in fear right now of like, but the sickness is real and the hospitals are full and all this is happening. Yeah, hell yeah, that's real. That's absolutely real. But like, is it real for you? Because if you're safe at home and you're washing your hands after you go out and you're actually not seeing anyone, is really that something that you need to be fearful of? It's actually not right now. Like, you're actually going to be okay. So instead of letting the fear paralyze you and hold you back from like your hopes and your dreams, like, how are you utilizing this time? Because you could be doing so many things, like whatever your gut and whatever your heart is telling you to do, like, use the time and do it. Bridget came into my tribe, into my group, and she said something that completely reinforced what my husband was talking about. So when we woke up on Monday morning and we got a workout in like early on Monday, and he looked at me and he was like, Kennedys are coming out of this ahead. Like, the Kennedys are coming out of this leaner, faster. Like, we're using this time. Like, we're not coming out of this with full of what ifs. And I'm like, no, we're not actually. And then Bridget came in, I think, yeah, it was that day, it was on Monday, and said, like, right now, if we just like snapped our fingers and we went back to normal, like, what would you wish that you would have done with this time? Mm-hmm. Because like this time, like, how much we're cutting hours out of a drive, we're like cutting stress out of our lives. Like, there's actually so many amazing things. And like, what in 6 weeks, 6 months, however long, what are you going to say? Like, holy, anything to work in my house again, or holy, anything to actually start the thing that I said that I wanted to start, because it is a gift, you guys. Like, this is seriously a gift. And I know, James, you're feeling that too, with like, look at how much impact you get to make. And yeah, I know you're looking at it as this is a gift. Well, it's where this whole group came up, you know, from, was just instantly I saw it as that, like, say, that big point where people are always looking for, you know, where, you know, man, I really wish I had time to, you know, work out, or I wish I had time to start this, you know, side business, this side hustle, whatever. And I just instantly saw that as soon as, you know, like I said, it sucked because we had just come back from LA and an amazing, you know, group environment. Like, yeah, we're going to set the world on fire. And then I was like, nope, pause, wait a minute, hang on. And I was like, well, shoot, man, I'm all fired up. But I mean, that may have actually been a huge benefit, because I was instantly able to still, you know, not look at the world as it's all falling apart. I'm like, no, dude, I know what we're capable of. And this gives so many people that opportunity right now to, you know, start doing the workouts. You know, like I said, summer's coming up and people are always like,
oh, I want to get in bikini, you know, not me, obviously, but I want to get into my bikini shape, you know, by summer.
Sure.
And
Okay. Sure.
here's, well, yeah, all right, you found me out. But like, here is that time. You've always been wanting that time to get your workouts in and get your nutrition a little more on point. Dude, you've got all day long now. And yes, of course, you got to be careful because you are at home all day long. But again, it's however you decide to choose, you know, to look at this. Is this going to be the time that I sit down and I really get my ducks in a row and I get my nutrition on point and I get my exercising in and I focus on what's positive about this? Or like I always like to go back to, or you're going to sit on the couch and eat Cheetos and binge, you know, Netflix all day long. It's up to you, you know, how you want to choose to do this.
Yeah. And you know, that's like I said this to my husband this morning. What we're choosing to do at this time is we're actually painting a couple of our rooms and tearing up the carpets. And then like, we're going to have someone come in and redo the floors. But like there's beautiful hardwood under the carpet. And I'm like, oh, why is this high? What's the deal? We've lived in the house 2 years and I'm like, this shit's got to come up. But like we were painting the closet this morning and very random thing to do on a Wednesday morning. To him, I'm like, I'm so grateful for all the work that I put into myself. And I know that you guys feel this too. Because like when I heard like Trump, it's like, you know, April 30th, I literally didn't care. Like I was like, oh, well, it looks like my birthday is going to be spent with just the two of us in our house. Like I honestly was, and I said, I'm like, anything that's been coming down the pipeline or any rules that have been enforced, like I'm literally just like, oh, cool. All right, well, we're going to adapt. Like,
yeah,
that's how flexible we need to be, because whether you believe you can start a business, lose weight, come out of this ahead of where you are financially, physically, emotionally, whatever it is, whether you believe it or whether you don't, like you're right. You're 100% right. If you think that this time is going to suck, it's going to freaking suck. And you're going to be heavier. You're going to be sadder. You're going to be depressed. You're going to be upset. Like you're going to be lonely. You're going to be isolated. That's going to happen to you. And it's your choice. Or you can be like, you know what? It is what it is. And like, let's see what happens. Let's see what we do. And you to implement something new in your life, to take control over your eating, of your exercise, like whatever it is, that's going to happen. Like it's going to happen. And that's the question, is like, where is your mindset? Like what frame is your mind in? Are you here or are you over here? Because at the end of it, you have the choice. And it's not like, it doesn't come down to setting goals. Like we always, you know, we think like, I'll set the goal and then I'll be driven and then my motivation will be high when I set the goal. No, like we've all failed goals, like multiple times we've failed goals. Like I signed up for a 5K like 2 years ago and like just never showed up. I was like, that's fine. Like, I don't care. It's $50. I don't care. Like, you know, like the turkey trot, I think I've signed up like 4 years and I'm just like, it's so cold in November. Like, that's so dumb. Like motivation is always going to wear out. But the question is like, are you setting your intention strong? Are you asking yourself, who is the man or woman that I want to be throughout this? Waking up with that higher version of yourself in your head throughout the entire time. Because if you are, then those goals are easy. Then those goals are actually non-negotiables. You don't even need to set goals, because you, like right now, I decided that like me throughout this, that like I'm going to be as active as possible. So we're running a mile or more every single morning and we're taking 3 walks with the dogs. I don't need to motivate myself in the morning because it's a non-negotiable that that's what I do during this time. Like my intention is that I'm better every single day throughout this time. So like, I don't need to wake up and be like, oh, and then be like, I won't run this morning. I'll run when the sun comes out, or I'll run at 6 o'clock at night. And then be like, oh, well, it's dark and I'm tired. Like that game, right? Because my intention is what it is. And so the question that I like to ask people, and I ask my group listening, is like, what's your intention during this time? Those intentions are going to drive a goal. Because if your intention is to like explore your creativity, if your intention is to make something that excites you out of this, like to find your passion and your fire, you don't have to convince yourself to stop scrolling and to do the personal development work, because that shit's just who you are.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other huge question, and like that actually drives the reframe, is like, who is the man or woman that you are becoming, or that you want to continuously become? Because he or she is going to show up like every day. If it means enough to you and it's connected enough to like your soul and your heart, like that's a non-negotiable. It's just going to happen.
Yeah. You know, and, you know, talking about reframing. So, you know, so many people now have all this time at home in their houses, and they can look at it as, okay, I'm stuck in my house and I have to be here Or like I said, they can take a look at it as, I have this time in my, my house. I have the ability to create whatever schedule I want, because, routines, you preach it all the time. And we all know that, those routines are what you're going to live and die by. And if you set great routines, while you're home right now, you can come out of this in a much, much better place where, like I said, you made it your non-negotiable that you're doing your 3 dog walks. You're making it a non-negotiable that you're going out for your run, and so what habits can people be putting into place right now that are non-negotiable while we're at home? And maybe they'll, go away when, when everybody goes back to normal, getting out and seeing everybody, but maybe they're going to keep some of those habits in place. And still, again, that's all going to help get you to where you want to be that best version of yourself.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. It's so true. Like, we have the ability to create any habit or any routine that we want right now. Like, there's no limit, like like none. Like, you don't have to worry about your boss calling. I mean, I guess he probably does call every once in a while. Like, I'm sure that they call, but you don't have to worry about like saying yes to something that you didn't want to say yes to. Like, you don't have to worry about traffic or driving or anything. Like, we have the ability to create anything that we want right now. And so, like, sky's the limit. What are you choosing to create? And that's kind of the really amazing and exciting thing right now, is like, you can do whatever it is that you want. And like, that's the hard thing, I think, for people too, is like, then there are no excuses. Literally no excuses. Like, people are like, I don't have the gym equipment. I'm like, that's funny. Like, YouTube, or like another fitness person that put another free workout plan on. Like, that's hilarious, right? Like, you have everything that you need. In an age that we have everything that we need. And people are getting really real with like, oh, so it's not, this isn't the excuse, this is the excuse. Shit. Sucks. That's a hard place to be in. Like, I'm the one holding me back again. And we can go down the rabbit hole of like, well, whatever, I'm a failure. I can't do anything. I always fail. Like, I can't do it. She can, but I can't. And it's like, yeah, I get it. That does suck. I was there too. Like, I was 100% there too. But like, are you going to choose to break that cycle or not? And if you can't break the cycle alone, which you shouldn't break the cycle alone, you should have support. Are you choosing to actually take the leap and get the support? Because if not, then like, we can't help you. Like,
like say,
you've got the ability. Like, reach out to anyone. Hey, how can I get this help? Or hey, how can I work with so and so? Hey, how can I work with you? Like, reach out to people, because like, I know, like, all of us, like, it took a damn village to get me where I'm at right now, and it's gonna take a bigger village to get me right? Like, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm gonna myself. I'm gonna put that time and energy in myself, because again, that future version of myself, that higher version of myself, like, she's really freaking important. Like, that's to be, and that's who anyone here is meant to be throughout all of this.
Yeah, no, and I love what you said, about, reaching out, and it takes a village, because I know that's something that we have so much access to right now, where as before people had their 9-to-5 jobs or whatever they go, were going on, and now they have so much more free time to connect with those people to help build themselves up. And I know for me, that was a big, huge turning point. I had Chris, on a call just a couple of days ago, and I thanked him for putting the mastermind that we're all a part of, together, because a big, huge turning point for me was the first time I went to my first Tony Robbins event. I was like, holy shit, man, these are my fucking people. These are the people I've been looking for my entire life, because it was just driven. Yeah, bridges are like, and that's how I described it. It's like, oh my God, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, man. Pour me like 15 cups because I love this stuff, kind of a thing. But what ended up happening was, after I left those events, I would go back home, get back in the same habits, same routines. But then once I joined this mastermind, well, I figured it out like a year or two before that, but then I was trying to put my own thing together. But then going to a mastermind like this one that we're all a part of, I was like, okay, now this is it, where we've got this tribe of people that we connect with on a regular basis and have calls like this, just even, not necessarily public calls, but just have, private calls and connections with each other. And now people have this opportunity every single day, to be connecting with people on calls like this, or even creating their own. I'm a part of a few different groups, where we're having calls, like once a week or something like that. And there's so much opportunity right now. It's just incredible.
Well, I have friends all over the US, and a couple weekends ago, there were 3 of us couples, and none of us are in the same state. And we, like, Pat and I got a bottle of wine, and like, they were all drinking, and like, it was a Saturday night, and we just sat there and like drank together and just laughed and was like cracking up. And I'm like, wait a second, why don't we do this more often? We're never,
Yeah.
I mean, every once in a while for masterminds, we're in the same state, but I'm like, why isn't this a normal part of what we do? Like, I think when we come out of this, like so many, like there are going to be more norms, like,
Yeah.
because I love that. I don't remember how you said it, James, but like in the beginning you said like, it's not isolation unless you choose for it to be isolation, right? Like we really are just we're physically distancing ourselves. Like,
Yeah.
but we still can connect with people and we still can grow with people and we can still get the support that we need. Like, yeah, like huge reframe right there. The reframe is like, oh my God, we're like, you know, we're in isolation, we're quarantined. And like the reframe is, holy hell, like what Bridget just said, like I'm more supportive than ever before. Like I have my crew, you know, I probably have FaceTime my family way too much. Like I don't care to see them. I'm like, guys, I just saw you. We don't need to do this daily.
Yeah.
We are more supported now than ever before. So I hope that's a huge norm that comes out of this, is just realizing that yes, we're all everywhere, but like we can be together.
Yeah.
Be physically together in order to, you know, reap the benefits of a community.
Well, I know, like for me personally, something that I have been dragging my feet on, and I feel terrible about it, is my mom lives like 100 miles away. So I go see her about once every month, month and a half. But it's one of those things where I've been wanting to get in the habit of like Zoom calling her once a week, just check in on her, you know, just she's in her mid 70s, you know, so I mean, let's do the math. I mean, let's be realistic, you know, we're not all going to be around forever. So, you know, I want to make sure that I'm connecting with her as much as possible. And I've got an 11-year-old daughter, you know, make sure she gets that connection with her. And I've been dragging my feet on it forever. I keep saying, yeah, I'm going to call her on Sunday, and then something comes up and I don't do it. And now it's like every week I'm doing it. And somebody just the other day, I forget who I was talking to, but they were telling me about, they had like a virtual birthday party. And what actually was really cool about it was they said there were people that got to participate because they were all doing it via Zoom. And so people who normally wouldn't have gotten to be a part of it because they were just in a physical party, they now got to join in because everybody was coming in through, you know, Zoom. And so, yeah, it's going to be this really cool reframe of, you know, what is the new norm? Well, okay, maybe you can't be here, but hey, let's just Zoom call you in, or, you know, FaceTime you in, you know, if we're all having a party, let's just have you here with us. And it's going to open up a bigger connection. Again, if we just decide to take advantage of that and look at it from that different perspective, this is just so many new possibilities for us.
Oh God, yeah, so many new possibilities for us. And that's like the most amazing thing is like, I think like us on the call right now, like James, Bridget, like we are kind of more used to this because just mastermind, you meet every other week on Zoom and people are all over the world, like literally not even the world. And now we're like, you know, so we are used to this, but like bringing it to families, or like, I know this morning, our gym, like we did a workout this morning with our gym, like never connected like that. Right? I'm like, oh shit, I can't go to class. Like I can't go to class. Right. Like seeing everyone be able to be massively connected like this is just, it's so heartwarming. It's so amazing. Cause like, this is incredible. Like I don't need to fly to wherever states everyone is in to see everyone. It's just like, how are you? Like, this is genuine connection. And I think in a world, you know, we're so used to just like texting and just like, you know, like just like head down and like not having this, that this right now is like, hey, see, we're going to swing on the other end of the pendulum of this little device and we're actually going to see each other and connect on a different way. And I mean, I strongly believe that like your growth is a huge piece of your growth in whatever it is that you want to grow in is down to human connection and who you have in your community.
Yeah.
Now
I know the one
time to build it.
Yeah, the one thing I'm missing is hugs. So we can figure out how to do a virtual hug.
Such a hugger.
Yes.
Yeah. I literally have been like, my dog is her dog bed's in my office, like right there.
Nice.
Yep. And I'll just randomly like, oh yeah, you're so randomly just like turn around and just like jump in her bed and just like snuggle her because I'm just like, I miss humans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I wanted to just hug people at CBS yesterday and we're like, hey, what's up? But illegal. It's on the wall.
And it's so funny too, because, you know, we're all such huggers, you know, that right after I came back from LA, I was in the store and I ran into a friend of mine. We were kind of talking about everything because it hadn't fully gone down just yet. We were getting real close though.
Oh yeah.
And I hadn't seen her in a long time. So I went up and I gave her a big hug, you know, and then some random old lady was walking by. She's like, well, I want a hug. And I walked over and gave her a big old hug and, you know, and I was like, you may have just given me the virus, but I don't care. You know, we need more hugs. But that was before all this goes down. Now I'm a little more, maybe not just right now.
Oh yeah, no, I'm like hugging my husband, and that's the only person It's really easy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I stopped at the gym because we have a key to it. Our friends own the gym that we go to, and I
Nice.
pick up equipment. And so like I didn't think anyone was going to be there, and this was like last week, and I walked in, and the owner was there, and I was like 6 feet. Like I haven't seen you in 3 weeks, but like I'm just here to get things. Like it is hard for some of us who like love that face-to-face connection, but again,
Yeah.
making it work. We'll hug the
But I've always appreciated it, but now I'm going to appreciate it even more. I mean,
It's so
those
true.
hugs. I mean, those hugs are going to mean so much more once we get that opportunity to get back out there and do that. And it might get a little awkward because I'm not going to let go to people like, no,
You are
I don't know what's coming tomorrow. I'm not letting go right now. So
Oh, I love it.
I feel bad for the first few people I hug when this is all.
Reframe.
Yeah, no, but it's all good, all good. So I don't really see any questions over here on the Facebook page, but I just want to say thank you so much for hopping on here. And Bridget, did you have any questions, comments, anything?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Bridget, I love having you on here. Bridget, you're always full of good questions.
I feel so, it's such a good vibe. I love, Jen, your energy and just your attitude around this whole subject. I think it's so important in everyday life, but more now than ever. And I kind of liken it to, like the health journey of like the gyms in January, right? So week 1, everybody was like, let's go virtual. Let's do virtual happy hour. I'm positive we're going to come out of this. And then like, we're in week 3 now. And it's really more important than ever that we use this tool, this reframe, that we test our energy endurance even more, that we continue to create and remind ourselves through whatever rituals, mantras, practices, communities that we can get in. And you're just the perfect reminder of how we can do that. And this is a great tool for everybody, no matter what, because everything we've learned to date has primed us for this. Mm-hmm. And everything that we're going to learn from this experience is going to evolve us for whatever that next challenge could be. We have no idea. I mean, think of 10 years ago, Jen, 10 years ago, James, 10 years ago, Bridget was sitting in a corporate office, probably wishing she could be in this position right now. So what we do today is just going to make it that much better for our future selves.
Absolutely.
So true. I love that. Thank you for the love, but also the book, I'm reading a book. I always forget what it's called.
Some book.
It's like, I think it's called The Illusion of Money.
Is it Kyle Cease?
But Kyle Cease, yes.
Yeah, good book. I just read it a few weeks ago.
Okay, wow. Yeah. I'm gonna read that book again. It's amazing. It honestly has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with like it has like this much to do with money. But I love that one of the points that he makes in one of the chapters is that like we are ourselves, right? And like we either choose to grow and evolve and like acquire new skills, like acquire like new like strategies, whatever it is. Like we are us, and like if you think about that, we can be put into like any situation that we want and like do whatever we want. So like that's what I was telling my husband is like I'm so grateful for all the work that I've done because this isn't really phasing me. Like I'm optimistic to a fault. I wasn't always like that because I came from a very difficult past, but like I'm literally now I'm optimistic to a fault. I find the silver lining. Like my impulse is to find the silver lining, not like, oh my God, like we were painting our room and I am so reckless with the paintbrush. I'm just like, get the damn paint. Let's go. Let's be done with this. There's paint flying everywhere, literally all in my face, in my eye, like got it on my contact. I'm like, wow, this sucks. In my hair everywhere. And like my husband's default is like safety, right? And like, Jen, let's be smart about this. And my default is like, what's the worst that happens? It's fine. Like, if, like, it's like, everything's going to work out fine. If we get it on the carpet, like we're ripping it up, like it's fine. Like I think that now is a really important time to realize that like we all can learn and grow here. And like, we all can take that optimism anywhere, right? Like you could put us anywhere and we could thrive. And it's because of the internal work. So if anything, if anyone watching is like, I don't want to start a business, I don't want to do this. Like, it's like, use this time for internal work, because if you strengthen yourself, like you can look at something like this and it will not rock you. Like it will not rock you. You'll be like, okay, well, 2 weeks, 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I love what you said right there too about maybe you don't want to start a new business, you don't want to do this. At least now you got this time to reflect and look and know that you are on the exact path that you want to be on, and that you are very excited to get back to work. And you know what? I had the time to step back and really just see, am I doing what I want to be doing? And I absolutely am doing it, and I'm even more grateful for it now because now I get to go back to do that. Whatever. So yeah, it's all about how you choose to look at it and what you want to do with it. So.
Yeah.
Again,
Well, thank
Jen,
for having
thank
me.
you absolutely so much. Real quick before we jump off of here, if people want to connect with you, where would you like them to reach out to you at, and where do you hang out at on the socials?
I mean, I'm everywhere, but I'm on Instagram the most. Like, let's be honest, the Jenn Kennedy, 2 N's, always there. Message me,
Always on the gram.
whatever it is. I'm always there, always. Yep.
Awesome.
Yes. Thank
Awesome.
you,
Well,
Jane. Thank you for having me. This has been the best conversation. I appreciate you so much.
awesome. Well, you know how much I appreciate you. And thank you so much. And you guys all have a great day, and we'll see you again soon.
Yay. Bye, guys.
See ya.